Welcome, my friends. Welcome to Taste to Explore. My name is Darlene, and on this episode, my friends, we are going across the world today without even leaving your living room. We are making a cassava cake, as you've seen in the title, from the Philippines. Super easy, very minimum ingredients, but the taste is delightful. You're gonna love it. So today we are gonna walk over these ingredients. Very simple. You can find it in any local grocery store. And now there's nothing to it, my friends. Now let's begin. Okay, friends, now let's begin. Preheat your oven on 350. And let me remind you that this is the first set of ingredients. I do have additional ingredients that I will speak about once this is finished baking in the oven. Now, right here, I have 2 pounds of pre-shredded cassava. You can buy this at your local grocery store, pre-shredded, cleaned, and ready to go. And this is why I took the shortcut for it. But if you want, you could grate the cassava yourself, and you're gonna need 2 pounds of it. Right here, I have a half a can of condensed milk, a half a cup of granulated sugar. I have here 1 cup of shredded coconut that is sweetened. And then I have here half a stick of melted salted butter. I have 1 can of full fat coconut milk. And I have 2 jumbo size eggs. I do prefer to use the jumbo size when I'm baking, but if I don't have that, then 2 large eggs will do. And now let's begin. Super simple. Now, once you finish thawing out your grated cassava, you're going to leave it just like that. You're not going to try to drain any liquid from it. This is super simple recipe. Everything is just going to be dumped in here. All the ingredients right in no particular order. How simple, how easy this is. My 2 eggs with a whisk or a spatula. All you got to do is combine everything together. Look how easy that is. And now let's begin. See how easy that became? And then that's it. It's all combined and mixed through. Now let's begin the next parts. In this next part, we're going to use the half a stick of butter that we reserved. And this is just going to go right in the pan. Now with clean hands and making sure that your butter is soft, we're going to spread this all around your pan. Now this is a 9-inch by 13, if I'm not mistaken. I will leave you the entire ingredient list and what pan did I use, so that way you'll know what to use in your house when you do this. Now you just want to make sure that it's well buttered so it doesn't stick, and it imparts some nice flavor in there anyway. Butter tastes good on baked goods, so that's good. Okay, let me wash my hands. All right, so now the next part is to dump all this goodness right in here. And remember to preheat your oven to 350. This is going to bake covered for 1 hour. All right, my friends, so once you finish putting your batter in here, we're going to stick this into the oven on 350. We're going to cover this with aluminum foil. All right, my friends, so cover this up with aluminum foil. All right, my friends, right after you place your aluminum foil, remember that this is going to bake in a 350-degree oven for 1 hour covered. Then we're going to take it out and we have another set of ingredients to put on top and then bake it again for 20 minutes. But I'm going to show you what to do next. I see you right back. All right, friends, I just took my cassava cake out of the oven. Let's unwrap this so we can put our last little topping on it. It's pretty hot. I just took it out of the oven right now. Ooh, nice. It is firm. It's pretty firm, so it's almost there. Now we're gonna put the reserved half of can of the sweet condensed milk. Remember I told you it was half a can that we're gonna put in the batter, but the other half we're gonna use right here, and we're gonna use this as the topping. So gently pour all of it over the top. And whatever's reserved serving dish that I have right here, I'm just going to scrape out. And then gently just brush it on top, making sure that all areas are covered with the sweetness. And now we're going to put it back in the oven, uncovered, for additional 15 to 20 minutes. Still keeping your oven on 350. Okay guys, so it has been a half an hour that I allowed this dessert to cool off. It's still hot, but it's going to be a little cooler, and now I can't wait to cut through. And hopefully it doesn't come out wonky, because you know the first cut is always like the messiest. But let's see. It's the corner of any dessert is usually the most delicious because it has a nice little crust. And we're gonna check it out now. Let me use this instead because it's smaller. And look, it's coming out pretty good actually for a first cut. Wow, look at that, friends. It came out nice and clean. All right, friends, look at this perfect cut. It is so scrumptious smelling in here. I can't wait to give this just another taste. Now, let's do a taste test. Okay, everyone, now it's time to do a taste test. Now, before we do the taste test, I'm going to let you know that this recipe is a tried and true recipe that I have baked quite a few times here at home. It's perfect, it's easy, as you can see, very minimum ingredients. The time it takes to bake is also very minimum time. It's just between 45 minutes to an hour, depending on your oven. And then when you put it back in for the second time, that's also between 15 to 20 minutes, depending on your oven as well. But now we can taste. And of course, I know this flavor already. It's been in my home quite a few times of me baking it. You taste the sweetness. It's not overpowering. It's just perfect. You taste the coconut and a little bit of the coconut shavings in there. And it's a little bit on the gummy side because of cassava. If you ever had anything that is made with cassava, as it cooks, it just gives off that texture. But it's perfect. The cassava flavor is really mild, so it's easily to be overpowered by either something sweet like this or something savory. But this, my friends, is a must try. As a matter of fact, in the Philippines, it is the holiday season over there actually. They start celebrating Christmas from September 1st all the way up until December 25th, because they don't celebrate any other holidays in between like we do, where it's like an extended Christmas season. Go figure. Merry Christmas to the Philippines. And they tend to have this on their dessert table. So you need to have this too. This is so easy. So thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen. It's a pleasure of having each and every one of you here. I would love to hear from you all. Thank you for joining me today. It's quite easy. I hope you give it a try. And until next time, I'll see you again. Bye-bye.